Very critical po to our ABS-CBN friends na ilabas niyo po yung dokumento na hiningi ni Congressman Marcoleta. Bukod po dun sa pag-establish ng ownership, which he was asking last night, gusto niya makita yung mismo mga dokumento kung ano yung naging pamamaraan ng arbitration. Ito rin po yung tinanong ko kanina. And in line with the questions of Congressman Barsaga, Attorney Almeida is still here. Ulit po, magandang hapon po sa inyo. Doon po sa, papaliwanag ko lang po yung nangyayari. Kasi po doon sa binabanggit na usapin, nagkaroon ng arbitration agreement. Ang lumalabas po, matapos ang pagbalik ng ABS-CBN, gobyerno pa ho ang nagkaroon ng utang. Batay po diyan doon sa renta ng RPN 9 na binabanggit, at pagkatapos po diyan merong kailangan din bayaran yung ABS-CBN based on doon sa agreement nila. Ang naging suma total, of course non-cash po to, ito po yung nagkaroon ng pagbayad ang gobyerno pa sa ABS-CBN. Kaya po kahapon tinanong ko, sabi ko, hindi ho ba tiningnan yung mga pasilidades, yung mga broadcast equipment tungkol dito? Ang lumalabas, sinasabi ni SEC, is SEC, nandito po ba ang SEC? I'm sorry, PCGG, Commissioner John Agbayani, kanina ho binanggit nyo, Commissioner John, na hindi kayo binayaran ng renta magmula 1986 hanggang 1992. Tama po ba?
Based po sa, Your Honor, based po sa records ng PCGG, wala pong pumasok na payment arising out of that September 15, 1986 contract of lease.
Okay, pero kayo po yung nagmamayari ng mga properties na yan, ng mga panahon na yan. Bakit to hindi nyo ipinaglaban, bigla na lang na turn over itong mga equipment?
Ang pagkaalam ko po, based on record, meron hong negotiation on the amount of the lease rental of 1.2 million pesos per month. That was a stalled negotiation, and then it was overtaken by the compromise agreement of Roberto Benedicto in 1992. So mula po nung nagkaroon na po ng compromise agreement, nagkasabay din ata po yung compromise agreement sa arbitration, at ang based on my investigation from the old people in PCGG a week ago, ABS-CBN was not mentioned or was not an issue. All they know is there is a compromise agreement between the government and ABS-CBN, and it is not an issue in PCGG anymore. And since then, hindi na po nag-surface po yung ABS-CBN assets na yan.
Okay. Ito pong equipment na ito, nung nasa inyo pa, kasi para lang maliwanagan yung mga nanonood, yung equipment po na ito, sinequester ninyo. Equipment po yan ng BBC, yung Banahaw Broadcasting Corporation. Ito pong equipment na to, ginagamit ng ABS-CBN, at batay po dyan, nagkaroon ng renta. Yung renta ho, from 86 to 92, hindi binayaran. Kasi po, kaya yung cut-off date is 92. Was it because of the compromise agreement?
There was no compromise agreement yet during that time because it was entered into in 1986. Coincidental lang na nagkaroon ng compromise agreement si Mr. Benedicto noong October 2, 1992. Yung term ng lease is 1987 to 1992.
Okay pero kung nagkaroon man pa kayo ng compromise agreement, yung pong compromise agreement na yon, hindi po sa ABS-CBN at BBC, kundi BBC, Benedicto, with PCGG.
Correct, Your Honor.
Nagkaroon po kayo ng compromise agreement.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, sinurrender po sa inyo itong mga equipment.
Hindi ho equipment, kundi it vested ownership on BBC. Parang sinurrender ho ang BBC, IBC, at saka RPN. General lang po yung surrender of these assets to the government.
At yung po mga asset na yan, kasama rin po yan. Kasi at that time, state of the art ang asset ng BBC. Tama po ba?
Yes po. Kasama dapat lahat ng pag-aari ng BBC. So, logically, if Benedicto surrendered BBC in favor of the national government, then all its properties, assets are included in that surrender.
Ito pong equipment na to napunta sa ABS-CBN.
Opo. Yes, Your Honor.
Binayaran po ba kayo?
It was a lease contract in favor of ABS-CBN.
Yes.
Pero
So,
ngayon, wala pa pong bayad sa record po namin sa PCGG. Wala pong bayad sa amin na ang ABS-CBN.
so magmula po sa lease contract at saka yung actual purchase of agreement, hindi po kayo nabayaran.
Sa record po namin, wala po.
Yung po ba ay mali?
Based on records po, tama po kayo na wala pong bayad sa amin.
Oho, pero yung pong ganun bang biglang nawala?
Yung pag-dispose po ng equipment na yan, kung inaamin po ng ABS-CBN na yan po ay part ng agreement nila na binalik sa kanila ng gobyerno, based dun sa Proclamation number 50, which regulates the disposal of assets of government, hindi po nasunod yon. Hindi po dumaan yung disposal ng assets na yan through a regular procedure, at the assets were disposed of through the executive secretary during that time. Normally po sa PCGG, pag yung sequestered asset na lift, and then the ownership of the sequestered asset is transferred to the national government, to PCGG for example, we will sell and dispose this asset through the Committee on Privatization. Centralized po kasi ang disposal ng asset eh. So, yung mga na-recover na ng asset, binibenta po namin yan through the Committee on Privatization. Now, in the case of ABS-CBN in 1992, ang the law that governs the disposal during that time was yung Committee on Privatization ang nagbebenta. Sa ngayon, ang nagbebenta ay yung Privatization Council.
Kaya nga po, so, Commissioner Agbayani, ang nangyari po sa inyo, yung po mga equipment na to, bigla na lang nawala sa inyo na hindi nyo sinusundan yung proseso na gumagabay sa inyong ahensya at ibinalik lang sa ABS-CBN nang hindi dumaan sa tamang proseso.
Based po sa record namin, hindi ho na-record yung proseso na yan. Bigla lang nawala. Wala hong record sa amin na yan binenta at ang proceeds binigay sa amin. Hindi ho dumaan sa regular procedure na yan.
And do you assert that hanggang ngayon dapat bayaran yung utang na yan? Yung renta ng equipment?
Kung unless we are refuted by contrary evidence, the only evidence that we had and document is the lease agreement up to the present, and these rentals coming from that contract has never been paid based on our record.
Thank you for that, Commissioner Agbayani. Ngayon po, ito yung medyo critical po na tanong ko dito, dagdag doon sa equipment. Meron po akong letter ni Commissioner Doromal na ang sinasabi niya sa Banao Broadcasting Corporation, please be advised by the authority of the President of the Philippines decided at its regular meeting, June 10, 1986, to allow ABS-CBN broadcasting the use of the following sequestered assets. And Commissioner Agbayani, I hope you can listen with what I'm going to say. Ito pong radio frequencies, DWOK 630 kHz Metro Manila and DWW 101 MHz Metro Manila. Tama po ba yan?
Opo, 101.9.
Ang ibig niyo pong sabihin, to date, kayo nagmamay-ari, kasi ito po yung DZMM na radio signal, na ito po yung pagmamay-ari ng gobyerno at hindi pribado? Commissioner Agbayani, ang question ko po is, based on this letter, ang sinasabi po nito is that you are allowing, because sequestered asset to ng Banahaw Broadcasting Corporation, ABS-CBN, no, the sequestered assets to be used by ABS-CBN, DWOK 630 kHz Metro Manila and DWW 101 MHz Metro Manila. Yan po ba dito sa batay sa sulat na ito, kayo po nagmamay-ari?
Based po dun sa compromise agreement ng October 2, 1992, when Roberto S. Benedicto vested ownership of BBC to the government, logically, all assets and frequencies should belong to.
Yes, I agree. But you allowed ABS-CBN in 1986 to use DWOK 630 and DWW 101. Are you saying therefore that based on the records of PCGG, that in fact you are the owners of these radio frequencies? Kayo may-ari ng, particular dito kasi 630 MHz is DZMM. Yung po ba ang sinasabi ninyo dito? Commissioner Agbayani? Nakamute po ata si Commissioner Agbayani, si Attorney Siyang nakikita po natin.
Yes, Your Honor. In 1986, there was that letter to allow the temporary use of these frequencies and I think TB2 in favor of ABS-CBN. That was still sequestered during that time.
Mr. Chairman, very critical po to our ABS-CBN friends na ilabas niyo po yung dokumento na hiningi ni Congressman Marcoleta. Because based on record, yung binabasa po natin sa ngayon at kung ito'y pagbabatayan natin, number one, kung doon po sa compromise agreement, hindi isinama ang renta ng ABS-CBN sa Banahaw Broadcasting Corporation ng equipment, lumalabas po may utang pa kayong hindi nabayaran. Kung hindi po, kasi ito pong compromise agreement, hindi po nakasaad doon yan. Pangalawa po, kung hindi po nakasaad sa inyong compromise agreement or sa arbitration agreement na in-uphold ng korte na yung DWOK 630 kHz and DWW 101 MHz, hindi po nakasama yan sa pagbabalik o ibinigay sa ABS-CBN as kasamahan sa pag-uusap ng kompromiso or compromise agreement, ako po'y naniniwala na ito din po'y dapat bumalik sa gobyerno. Wala po akong sinasabi, yan po'y batay sa maraming salamat, Commissioner Agbayani, sa iyong mga pagsagot. At yan po'y na-sign nyo po na po sa ABS-CBN para patunayan na ito po ang katotohanan at kung ano man po yung assertion tungkol sa utang at sa radio frequencies ay totoong sa inyo nagmamay-ari. Salamat po, Mr. Chairman.
Maraming salamat, Vice Chairman Mike Defensor. Yes, ABS-CBN.
Kung pwede lang pong sagutin ang tanong
Sige po,
ni Congressman Mike. Unang-una po yung frequency po, a frequency cannot be owned by a private company. It can merely be assigned by the NTC for your use. And dito po sa provisional authority na which was granted by the NTC on June 11, 2008, with your permission, Mr. Chair, I'll just read a quick summary. Wherefore, there appears to be no pending case or proceeding which puts in issue the ownership of petitioner, ABS-CBN po. a provisional authority to operate and maintain DWXS-TV using the frequency of channel 2, 101.9 megahertz, and 630 kilohertz, all serving Metro Manila area, predicated on its franchise under Republic Act 7966, was granted for use by ABS-CBN po. So that's contained under the provisional authority granted by the NTC. Of any and all claims which the parties may have against each other. Not only in this case, but also in, there's another case being referred to, the lease agreement with RPN and BBC referred to herein.
Maraming
Mr. Chair.
salamat, ABS-CBN.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Katibak,
Yes,
Mr. Chairman.
Vice Chairman Defensor.
Yes, Mr. Katibak, just mabilis lang po na pagsagot dahil tama ho kayo, wala namang may-ari ng frequency kundi ang gobyerno pa rin. Pero based on this 1986 letter, iyon po'y pinapagamit hindi sa ABS-CBN kundi sa Banahaw Broadcasting Corporation as clarified by PCGG. At batay po sa sulat na to, ipinapahiram lamang sa ABS-CBN. Kaya yun po yung kailangan nating iklaro. Kahit na po sabihin ng ABS, pinayagan kami, pag nag-assert po ang PCGG, batay dito sa dokumentong to, baka humatanggal sa ABS-CBN. So, kailangan po natin makita yung papel tungkol doon. Doon naman po sa mga litigation, doon na rin po sa pagsalita ng pananalita ng ating PCGG, they were never part of the compromise agreement. Ibig po sabihin, doon po sa proseso nilang sarili, hindi nagkaroon ng maayos na pamamaraan para mailabas yung pagmamay-ari ng kanilang mga equipment o ng kanilang mga gamit. Again, pwede po magkaroon ng problema doon sa, although it's the Republic of the Philippines, but the PCGG process kung saan kinuha itong mga gamit at binigay sa ABS-CBN, baka po lang magka-problema. Kaya lang po iningi ko, Mr. Katigbak, again, I would like to assert na ito naman po hindi galing sa aking sariling pananaw, kundi ito po'y nanggaling na rin doon sa pananalita at mga dokumento ng PCGG. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.